Hello everyone, this is Evan with a tutorial on PriceYak Pricing Settings. Today is Sunday, May 21st, 2017, and the reason I decided to create this tutorial is because I have received several questions regarding these settings, which made me understand that I haven't created a specific tutorial on this feature, which is one of the most important to understand if you want to be profitable but also competitive. I've also noticed that there is some confusion on how the final price is calculated, which I believe that it comes from different cultures and terminology used and how it is perceived in different countries. So let me go ahead and explain this page for you, and then on the second part I'm going to be talking about the way that the final profit is calculated. I'm going to be using the Costco settings because I'm not using it as a source, so we are starting with a clean slate. So first of all, the first setting, quantity in stock, it's the number that PriceYak is going to be setting on your listings. For example, when you list something, it's going to set the available quantity to 1 or to 10 if you want. However, when something is sold, when one of your items are sold, this quantity in stock is going to be reset and it's going to go back to 10 or 1 or 2 or whatever you set it to be, unless you have clicked another option which we're going to talk later on further down the page. Now, the minimum margin is the minimum amount of dollars that you want to have from a sale. So if you set this to $5, for example, it means that whatever the calculations you have below, this is going to override it and it's going to create a listing that is going to make you after sales about $5. Now, this is not exactly right because PriceYak does not know if a listing will have sales tax. So this is something that you need to have always in mind. Now, the next one is repricing ranges, and here you can set ranges for the repricing of your items. This one, the first one, is the minimum price, so it is where your price will start. In this case, any price that is from $0 and above, it's going to get a margin percent of 10%. It says here that the percentage of the Amazon or Walmart source item you wish to make in profit after fees. PriceYak will reprice listings so you receive, and this is the formula. The first part is not correct. The second part, the formula, is correct. It's just that the first part does not describe exactly what this formula does, and this is what I'm going to talk about on the second part of the video, where I'm going to explain what this number actually does. The other one, the margin fixed, is a dollar amount that will be added after you increase the price of the item by this margin. So, for example, let me give you a few examples. For we have here minimum price 0. You can add, let's say that you want every item from $0 to $4.99 to be increased by 40% and have a margin of fixed of, let's say, I don't know, $0.5. Now, from 5 you want, let's say, 30%. These are random numbers, okay? And you might want here 0.7, and you can want one more. At 10 you want 15, and I don't know, 0.9, and from 20 and above you might want 10% and $1. Something like that. So this is the way you set repricing ranges. Let me explain what I did. This repricing range says that from $0 to $4.99, it's going to be multiplied by 40% and then add 0.5. Any item that at the source is from 0 to 4.99 is going to use this formula. Now, every item from $5 to $9.99 is going to be multiplied by 30% and then added 0.7. And so on. From 10 to $19.99, 15%, and so on. I think you understand. Now, this part, the test saved repricing settings, this is a new addition to PriceYak. Doug from PriceYak has created a very nice and detailed video regarding this new feature, which I'm going to be talking on the third part of the video, but it's my recommendation that you watch this video from Doug, which is really nice. Now, the advanced repricing settings are pretty explanatory. I don't think I need to explain, but I'll just go over them very quickly. If you click here, you can include at the final price an extra 0.40 for the auto ordering fee that PriceYak will charge you if you use auto ordering. You can still check it even if you don't use auto ordering, so the 0.40 will be profit. This one, the fixed payment fee, is the usual PayPal 0.30 per order. This is the PayPal percentage payment fee, 2.9 if you're in the US. Usually it starts at 4.4 if you're outside the US. And these are the final value fees. Usually it's 9% if you have a store. If you don't have a store, it's 10%. This is the option that I told you up here, quantity in stock. So if you set the quantity in stock to be 10, but at the source, for example, Costco in this case, the source states that it has, I don't know, 3 available, then if you click here, it will not be set to 10, it will be set to whatever amount of whatever quantity is available in that source market. So it will be set to 3. I suggest that you always click this and enable it. This next feature, enable sales count repricing, I'm not going to go into great detail. Actually, I'm not going to explain it at all because there is another video. It's a very new feature. There is another video from Doug from PriceYak which explains how you can use this and what this feature will do once enabled. Very nice feature. Actually, a lot of us were using it and we're doing it manually, but now PriceYak allows us to do it automatically. So let's go back and let's talk a little bit about this percentage here. This is the percentage that has created all the misunderstandings. As I told you, I've received questions asking me why we've set 15% margin, but at the end my profit is not 50, it's less than 15%. Well, I've checked my introduction to marketing book from college, and I remember way back that this percentage actually is not the profit, because profit is calculated on the final price. For example, if you sell something for $100 and you make $10, then your profit is 10%. However, this is not the case. This is the case where you take $100 and you mark them up. That's the word for it. It's markup. So you mark them up by 40%, by 30%, by 15%. And this is different from profit. Markup and profit are two different things, and this is what we're going to be talking about in the second part of this video, where I have created an Excel file which I'm going to explain the difference, and I hope clarify this for you guys. So here we are in an Excel file that I have created, trying to explain the difference between markup and final profit margin. Now, let me explain briefly what this Excel file is. This is the source price. This is the markup, as we said, the final sales price, the dollar profit, and the profit margin. Now, for example, if you have a product that costs $10 at the source and you mark it up by 20%, that means that you're going to be selling it for $12. Once you sell it for $12, the difference is the dollar profit amount, which is $2. But in this case, the profit margin, this one here, okay, it's 2 over 12, which is not 20% because that was the markup. This is 16.67%. So your final profit in this case is going to be 16.67. Okay, of course, I'm not taking into account here PayPal fees and eBay fees. I'm just trying to explain the difference between markup and profit margin. So if you have a source price at 20 and you mark it up by 20%, then it's going to go to 24. The dollar profit will be 4, and the profit margin, which is going to be exactly the same, 16.67%, but dollar profit is going to be $4. Same here. If you have a source at $30, 20% markup, 36 final price, 6 over 36 is 16.67. Now, think of it like this. Markup is going to be always more than your final profit because markup is calculated on the source price and profit margin is calculated on the final price. So here I kept increasing the source price and the markup stayed the same, but here we're going to keep the source price the same and we're going to increase the markup. So if you have, let's say, a source price 100% and you mark it up by 100%, it's going to go double. Okay, it's going to go at $200 sales price. The dollar profit in this case is going to be $100, but the profit was going to be 100 over 200, so it's going to be 50% profit. You marked it up by 100%, but the profit is 50%. Now, again, $100 source at the source, $200 markup, the sales price is going to be 200 more. But if you divide 200 by 300, it's going to be 66.67% profit. It's a big difference between 200 and 66.67. Okay, the profit will never be more than 100%. The markup is going to be, it can be whatever you want. It can be 1,000%. Okay, 100 source price, 300. So you go to 400 sales price, final sales price. Your dollar profit is going to be 300, but the profit, your net profit is going to be 75%. Okay, so that is why when you set at PriceYak, let's say 15 or 30%, you get much less than 30% as a final profit. So it's not, when PriceYak says profit, it actually means markup. Okay, I just wanted you to understand this. Now, this percentage is going to be even less because I have not calculated in that final profit margin the PayPal fees, the eBay fees, there might be sales taxes, and remember that the PayPal fees, which is in this case 2.9, and the eBay fees, which is 9%, they're not calculated on the source price. PayPal fees and eBay fees are calculated on the sales price, which is larger than the source price. So your final profit margin will be even less. This is the best case scenario. Okay, so if you mark it up by 20%, the best case scenario would be 16.67 if you didn't have PayPal fees, if you didn't have eBay fees. But in the case that you have PayPal and eBay fees, your profit margin will be even lower. However, this is not how much you're going to get when you sell something and PriceYak has set the price, because PriceYak already calculates the PayPal fees and the eBay fees. I'm just trying to make you understand that there is a difference between the markup over here and the profit margin. So I'm not going to spend more time on that. I think that I made that clear, but if you have any questions, please ask them below and I will try to answer them. But this is a very important aspect to understand, that this number, the markup, is different from the profit margin. Let's go back. So here we are back in PriceYak, and one good way of finding out approximately how much you're going to earn is by using this new feature of PriceYak. As I told you, there is a video, very nice video from Doug, which explained this. But if you click here, you will get to this page. Now, in this page, all you have to do is input the price at the source. So if, for example, you have a price of $4.99 and you press continue, it will calculate, it will show you exactly how much will be the selling price on eBay after PriceYak has repriced your item. Remember that in that price you have to already calculate if there are sales taxes. Okay, sales taxes are approximately 8 to 10%. Whenever I want to include sales taxes in my final price, I always calculate them from 8 to 10%. Maybe sometimes a little bit less. So here you will get the price of $6.57. So for an item of $4.99, after you mark it up according to the settings that you have set in the previous page that we were, you get the 6.57. So from 6.57, this is where you start calculating the eBay fees, the final value fees from eBay, the PayPal fees, and everything else, so that you will understand how much you're going to make. So this is it for this tutorial. I hope I didn't confuse you, and on the contrary, I do hope that this issue is now clear in your mind. If you still have questions, please ask them below and I will try to answer as detailed as I can. My next video is going to be based on this video, and I'm going to be talking about pricing strategies for your items. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to be notified of any new posts. I will see you in the next video. Until then, have a great day, a great week, and lots of profitable sales.